Listen, listen, listen. Peace, peace, cousins. It's your cousin Reebell, aka The Voice. And I got an opinion about everything, baby. And this is Reebell Radio, your weekly dose of reality TV, pop culture, entertainment news, advice, hot topics, all of that, all of that, all of that. Thank you. Yep. Yep. Thank you. So for tonight's reality recap, I'm on, what am I on? I'm on Ready to Love Detroit, season 11, episode 5. And all I want to know is who's the Mac, baby? Who's the Mac? That would be Darius. And I'm announcing some more couple alerts. And yeah, we're going to get into that in just a sec. But in the meantime, smash that like button and subscribe with the bells so you don't miss none of my commentary on this and other reality shows and all the situations, all right? All right, so bust it. So, y'all, this episode is called Soul Train and Soulmates, right? And Tommy tells the guys he's hosting a throwback 70s Motown inspired dance party. I was like, okay, okay, for the Motown dance party. Yeah, okay. Go back to the 70s. Okay, I ain't mad at that. So he tells them he wants to see them and the ladies in their best Motown inspired outfits, right? And so also, in light of that theme, Tommy brings the guys to Aretha Franklin's house. That's kind of dope. And they walking through and having reactions to how beautiful the house is. Chris is looking at that stove about to fall out. He's loving it. The guys are just, they having a good time up in there. And it was nice. I thought that was dope. But I felt kind of weird because I was like, if this is her, did they? I guess they turned her house into a museum. I mean, like a tourist attraction. But it felt nice, but it felt kind of weird at the same time. I don't know why. I don't know. Um, Rest in peace, Aretha. We love her. Shout out to Aretha Franklin, Queen of Soul, baby. Okay, so they get to the party. They get to the party, and everybody is dressed in a 70s look, and everybody's having a ball, and everybody's dancing and mingling, and child, just I love it. I love it. I love the outfits. I just love it. Everybody's having a great time. Everybody's dancing on everybody. I was looking like, well, who's that? Who is that? That's Ed and Lauren, getting all cozy and stuff. I was just checking out what was going on in the background. um, but yeah, everybody was having a really good time, and I love the outfits. I love the theme. I love the just the whole atmosphere. Looked like it was a really good time. So then, Christina and Lauren step to the side because Christina says she wants to discuss the elephant in the room. And she's talking about Vince calling Lauren a bitch. Who you calling a bitch? Nah. Shout out to Queen Latifah. I love me some Queen Latifah. Okay. Yep. So Lauren says she was shocked and she said she didn't really believe it. She said she couldn't believe that Vince called her that. And she said a lot of men or men have called her that in the past, and it's just something that she definitely won't tolerate. And she just couldn't see how she could ever get comfortable around him again. And then Christina said, she doesn't like the B word, and she's definitely going to confront Vince about it and get to the bottom of it, because she feels like Vince has potential and maybe he could learn from this. And Lauren agrees with that. So, we get to the mixer, we get back to the mixer, and everybody, it wasn't really a lot of people spending a lot of time with each other. Some of them did, they was just showing quick chit chats with everybody, here and there. Ashley and Steve were talking, and she's she's trying to find out if he's a dog lover. He was like, no, actually I like cats. I was like, Ashley, if you don't get out of here trying to pitch you and your dog as a package deal, child, everybody don't want to deal with that. Everybody is not trying to deal with that. Shannon was playing all in Cardi's hair. She looked like she was loving him a lot. The thing about Cardi is that he's like the he's like the underdog, but not really, because everybody's kind of feeling him as they should, because he's a good dude. I think they were giving him such a hard time earlier on in the show, because he was like awkward in conversation and maybe a little shy. But I just felt like just give him a chance. He seemed like a really nice guy. And actually, he did start opening up. You just got to give him something to, you talk, he talk. Let him get comfortable. He'll warm up and he'll start talking. Everybody kind of loves Cardi, and I don't blame them. He seems like a great dude. So, um, Shannon's playing all in his hair, having a good time, and then Nicole and Ed sit down to talk. Listen, no, Nicole, listen, honey, cousin, listen. I gotta say it, girl. You out of your league. You out of your league with Ed. Let's just keep it real. Um, she was acting all goofy and caught up in his looks and just I don't know. She just was awkward, and I don't think while you want to feel like that about your dude. I feel like I don't know. He's just not giving her the same energy back. He's kind of looking like I don't know. He could take her or leave her, and she's over there just way too smitten about Ed. I kind of don't like it. I feel like she's out of her league with him. And that's why she's just caught up. She's like, oh, you're so fine. Oh, I'm so nervous. It was just kind of like, girl, I don't know. I don't know. Nicole, I don't think so. So then Donna and Vince were vibing. They were having a nice time. She said she has a lot of fun with him. She said they connect, they talk every day. And Vince also said that, he feels like Donna's a really sweet lady and, he's really feeling her. He loves that she gets his sense of humor and he thinks that's amazing. The thing is, I want to point this out about Vince, and I'll talk more about him later. But I've never seen this side of Vince before. I've only seen him be crass and exacting, and really blunt about the women, the things about the women that he didn't like. He was standing on business when he sees something he didn't like. He just was like, "Nah, it's not for me," and he would leave it alone, which I definitely did respect about him. Um, but I have never seen him like really smiling like this and being like soft like this. Around any of the ladies. He did seem like he was having fun with Nicole at the skating rink, but I never seen him like this. So I'm thinking, maybe he really does like Donna. And Donna sounds like she really does like him. So you know what I'm gonna do, y'all? I'm gonna give them it's early for this, but I'm gonna give them a couple alert. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna give them a couple alert because honestly, I don't think anybody else is gonna be feeling Vince, and I don't think anybody else is gonna be feeling Donna either. No shade, but she came in with her just being just a little fun, just a little tight and judgmental, and not making a lot of connections. I just don't see nobody else like really connecting with her, and I definitely don't see nobody connected with Vince. But I feel like they might have found their people in each other. I don't know. Hopefully, she's not just doing this and using him just to stay, to stay on the show because she knows that she doesn't really have any connections. But I liked how they just seemed like they were having a good time with each other. So yeah, shout out to um Vince and Donna, who again I'm giving a couple alerts. hmm So then Tommy shows up in his 70s attire, looking like looking like Steve Harvey from the Steve Harvey, not the Steve Harvey morning show, but the Steve Harvey show, the TV show, looking like Uncle Steve. You gotta love it. Tommy did look nice though. But this era, Tommy, it just fits him well. He talks like he's from the era, even in 2025. You gotta love Tommy. You gotta love nephew Tommy. So he reminds them that one of the ladies is will be going home. They will one of the ladies gonna be on that midnight train back to the house, not to Georgia, but back to the house, child. And Donna is like clutching her pearls because she's looking around like, well, damn, I ain't really, She ain't coming up with nothing. Her math ain't mathing. She's doing the math and the math ain't mathing. She like, I ain't got nobody up in here. She got Vince, but the way you play this game is it's not even play the game, but the idea of this is to have at least two people feeling you so that you don't they don't get in deliberation and nobody's feeling you and nobody's bringing up your name. You kind of will end up in the bottom that way. So she's doing the math, child, and she's like, I gotta do something. Yeah, you gotta do something, Donna. I don't know if it's gonna work, but you gotta do something. So then they all go back to doing their little side conversations. Christina is sitting with Bella, who looks completely, completely uninterested. Bello can't stand her. From that last conversation they had at the house where she was like, "Oh, you ain't. I needed a massage, and you ain't all of that stuff about the money." And he sees that he knows what she about, and he ain't with it. It's like, girl, bye. But she's telling Bello that every man that she has dated um wanted to marry her. Girl,
Stop the cap.
please stop the
Man, you
cap.
don't get out here with all that.
Bye, Christina. She always saying something silly. Like, girl, why you always lying? Girl, she says she didn't get married because she doesn't marry liars and she doesn't marry cheaters. But I'm like, but you'll date them though. You'll date them and let them spend their money on you, right? But yeah, okay, whatever. Girl, bye. Just bye. I don't like her. Just go, girl, bye. Um, so then Dominique and Ed are sitting together and wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Let me see something. Yeah, Dominique and Ed are sitting together and she's telling Ed, Dominique is telling Ed, he's looking good to her, child. He is looking good. And his hand was all on her lap. Hand was rubbing all on her leg and everything. I was looking at them like, mm. But at the same time, I was just like, Ed, please stop. Please stop. You are not ready for somebody like that, child. You can't. She will break your pockets, baby. So just know, just I feel you. Yes, she's a beautiful woman, but you got to know when it ain't for you, and she is not for you. And child, let me go find Shannon, child, because he acting up. So then Vince sat down with Lauren, right? Vince sat down with Lauren, and he said he came to humble himself and to apologize to her face to face because he didn't want to do it via text or any other indirect way, right? He said he wanted to be a man about it. And he said he wanted to look her in the face and he wanted to sincerely apologize. And he did. And he wanted to alleviate the tension and said, she didn't deserve to be called the B word. He really didn't mean it. And she was like, I was embarrassed. And he said, you know what? So was I. I was embarrassed about it too. But then he said, but this is not about me, which I love that he said that. Like this whole conversation was just really like it was very grown and emotionally intelligent and calm down everybody. I know, yeah, he the B thing is still in the air, but I'm gonna get to that. Just give me a second. But I just felt like the conversation was very emotionally intelligent on his part. I loved how he just, came to the table, put it all out there, and not in a way that, he was trying to get with her. He was really just saying, yo, I messed up. I didn't mean to, I said what I said, but you didn't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't trying to backtrack and put, backpedal and all of that stuff. He was just like, you didn't really deserve for me to say that. Um, so he gave what I thought was a really sincere and heartfelt apology. And Lauren accepts the apology and they hug it up. And again, I just felt like it was really, really mature, even though I know that and they know that, he ain't gonna never be with her and she ain't gonna never be with him, and that's fine. Um, but y'all, here's my unpopular opinion about his apology. Everybody was up in arms about the B word thing, right? I get it. I understand. I get it. but here's the thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, he called her a bitch. Oh, why he gonna call nobody here? Better not be calling no." But everybody was so up in arms. But my thing was, did he call her a bitch or did he refer to her as a bitch? Right? And I know y'all like, well, what's the difference? Well, the difference is that he didn't stand in front of Lauren's face and disrespectfully say, "Hey, bitch," you know what I'm saying? Hey, B," and say that to her face because that's a that would have been messed up. That would have been real messed up. And that's a nasty dude that would do something like that. But what he did was he referred to her as a B when he's around the guys and come on, y'all, let's just keep it real. Dudes, they talk like that. They talk like that sometimes. When they just chilling, they just talk like that. It ain't I don't even think he meant no like real serious harm to her. It's like, and to me again, it was a reference about her, but it wasn't him just standing in her face just calling her that. So if I mean, don't y'all I know y'all gonna I'm just saying if y'all don't think men sit around when they around each other and they just sometimes just do that. And even the ones who pillow talked about it and went and told the ladies, you know, um, this is how it got back to Lauren because the dudes were pillow talking with the girls that they like, with the women they liked, and they came back and said it in a lounge. But the thing is, even the ones who were the ones pillow talking, I'm pretty sure they done referred to, not called to the face, but referred to a woman as a B when they, when maybe some one of them got on their nerves, or when they didn't like, when somebody did something that they didn't like. So please stop the cap. Again, it's an unpopular opinion. I didn't feel like up in arms about it. I just okay, he didn't call her a B. He referred to her as one, and maybe he felt like that because of their vibe or whatever. But again, he was talking to the men, y'all. He wasn't standing around a bunch of women just calling women B's. There's a big fat difference, okay? That's all I'm saying. So Vince, it's an unpopular opinion, but Vince said what needed to be said. You know what I'm saying? He stood up in front of her. He apologized. He did the grown up thing. It was very emotionally intelligent, and I would have accepted it. Now, again, does Lauren need to be with him? They ain't feeling each other anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But I am not like, oh, Vince need to go home. Y'all need to send him home. I just don't feel that way. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, moving on. Moving on. So then, ooh, Darius and Ashante, they have a moment. I'm gonna tell you something. They was feeling each other, y'all. They was feeling each other, and she likes him. She said he's cool. She said they spend a lot of time on the phone, and she definitely wanted to get to know him better. Even though she is definitely vibing with Steve. We all know Steve is her boo. I gave Steve and Ashante the couple alert last in my last review. But she said she wanted to get to know him better, Darius, and Darius is into her too. He said he felt her. He felt their bond was getting deeper, and he was noticing that about her. He was loving that she was smiling and she was happy. He just liked her whole energy. It was just like a good positive energy, and he was feeling it. And y'all, did y'all notice in the background, like I noticed like sometimes they would cut and you would see it, they would widen the shot and you could just see Ashley in the background just watching them, all aggravated and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just all aggy. I'm like, Ashley, just enjoy your date. Enjoy your little side situations. Let Darius talk now. This is a dating show. He got to go around. He got to make his rounds. He got to, talk to other women. He got to see who else he feeling. But she's sitting in the background with the with the sweet face, just watching his every move, child, with his jacket on. Ashley, sit down, girl. But anyway, but I could tell she ain't feeling him having as much fun with another woman, especially with Ashante. And Ashante is very beautiful. Come on, let's keep it real. And she's just sitting a few feet away from them with Darius's chinchilla on, just so aggy. But anyway, so Ashanti, like I said, Ashanti looked like Ashante, sorry girl. Ashante looked like she was feeling him and everything, but listen, I don't think Ashante gonna be feeling him enough to deal with him and the four kids. No disrespect, no shade. So sorry, Darius. Darius is that dude. Come on, let's just keep it real. He's dope. He's attractive. He's charming. He got charisma. He got swag. We love it. We love it. We see it, right? But I just don't. And Ashanti sees it. She feels it. But she seems like the type of person that she ain't that the four kids by God knows how many baby mamas. We still don't know that. I still have that question from my cousin Ashanti, and we still don't know that. I just feel like she's not the type of person that's gonna go for that. So I'm sorry, Darius. I know you feeling her, but I don't think that's that. I don't see that working out for you. Um, I don't think that's gonna happen, boo. So then Chris and Christina have a moment, and once again, she's like, "Oh, you smell so good." The thing is, Chris must wear like Tom Ford or something, some type of expensive cologne, because Christina's a damn gold digger, so she ain't gonna be feel. She the smell of like regular colognes, whatever they are for men. Um, she ain't gonna be running towards that. He must wear like one of them really expensive, really Tom Ford or something like that, or um because she just be all over him, just sniffing all over him. But again, not saying that she feeling. I don't get any kind of vibe that she's really attracted to him. But the smell of a good cologne can kind of make you feel some kind of way. But that's not gonna be enough, child. She ain't. She's definitely not feeling. To me, I don't think she's genuinely feeling him. Um, but he asked her what hurdles she has had to overcome in relationships, and once again, oh boy, she takes it right on back to the money. She starts talking about, oh, because yeah, a man needs to spend money on me, and she tells him about the fact that she asked three men for massage money, and why is she not shameful about that? Why did she bring that up? It's okay that she sat there and asked, talking about, she said she didn't ask them for it, but she did. You dry begged for it. What's the difference? You was dry begging for it from three different dudes, and you telling them that you were doing this. Like, there's no shame in her game. I just can't. I just don't understand it. But anyway, Chris hears this stuff, and he's like, "Well, damn, you asked three dudes for money for a massage." He thought he was the only one. I think they all thought they were the only one. And but when Chris hears that, he's just like, "Ew," you know. Chris ain't feeling that. He's
Man, you
like,
don't get out here with all that.
yeah, I think that might have been his final straw for her. And Christina goes on to be like, "Oh, before a man can get with her, and before a man can be her man, she needs to know what he can give her." And Chris is like, "Bye, Christina." And quite frankly, I think we're all like, "Girl, bye." Christina's available to the highest bidder, and that's the bottom line. And that's not what this show is, right? That's not what this show is. And if she's available to the highest bidder, then what does that make her? I ain't even gonna say it. I'm gonna let y'all say it. I'm gonna let y'all say it. But Christina, just go, girl. Just go. You know how they say, "You go, girl." I really mean that. You go, girl. Get your ass up out of here. So then Bella and Dominique are talking, and they have their moment. And she said, "I'm not feeling the love from you." I guess she expected him to be all over her, following her all around the place and everything. And but Bella's like, "Nah, I'm good. I see you. I see you." He's giving her the rundown how he, is kind of watching her make her rounds and everything, which is cool. And then they start talking about their passions. And she's like, she's a stylist. So she was like, I want to open up a clothing store one day. And he's like, "Oh, I guess the light bulb went off for him." Right. And he's like, she's gonna open up a place. I'm a realtor. So he tells her, "You know what? I'm a realtor. I think I can help you with that." And she's like, "Oh, I just love the way you're just thinking about me and my business." Dominique, ma'am, he sees the commission, girl. He sees the potential for a commission. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. I feel you. I know you want to be felt, but in that moment, all he saw was the money. He just saw the dollar signs. So please stop. He don't care about you being no stylish child. He saw the commission in that moment. So now she's hooked, and now she's like, "Oh, I just love it here," and oh, she's so overwhelmed. She says she's so overwhelmed by his presence, and she said he's a great listener and he's so considerate, and she was just receiving that man. Child. I hear that, Dominique. And then he said, he wants a partner to be whole and ambitious like himself. And he says Dominique is just that. She's confident, she's self-assured, she's articulate, she's perfect. But Bello, you and I know that you ain't gonna be saying that when y'all are struggling to have that son that you say you gotta have. And that's no shade. That is no shade. That is no shade to Dominique, because she was open about the fact that she has fertility issues and she struggles there. Um, but honestly, Bello, cousin, if you was my cousin, that I would have told you that needs to give you pause right there. You should have paused your whole flow right there. And I mean, not to say you couldn't see her. Y'all could, see each other, have a good time, but I think I'm just saying, y'all, let's keep it real. When they get to that part of the relationship, when they're done with, the you so fun, with the external, visual of it all, and they get down to the nitty gritty of the core of the relationship, and that fertility thing is going to be a problem. I guarantee you that. And honestly, I hope that his business is popping the way he appears. Because I ain't saying she a gold digger, but y'all know the rest. So hopefully his realtoring is realtoring, and that fertility stuff ain't gonna be an issue, because I'm telling y'all they gonna be on a reunion with some good ass stories. Good ass stories. Watch, mark my words. I said it. I said it. Moving on. So then Shannon and Devon sit together, and they have their moment. And Shannon says that she and Devon have been talking for a while and on the phone, and she feels like their bond is growing. And she says something very important. Like she said, and it's comfortable with Devon. Now, some people might have taken that the wrong way and felt like, oh, it's comfortable. So that means she's not feeling him. There's no vibe. But the thing that I've learned is that it's good. Comfortable is good. Comfortable is good. Comfortable. Give it up for comfortable. Give it up for comfortable. And when you get older, you know, and you really ready to settle down, and you want to just be with somebody, comfortable is good, because it makes it easy. I feel like there shouldn't be a lot of like, you know, you want to be comfortable around a person that you with, and I feel like they are both um equally yoked. They're both very intelligent. They both, I just feel like that this is his speed, definitely. And he said he really likes Shannon, and he said they have a vibe and they have a lot in common. And that's what I said in my last review when they were spending time together. I think it was the last one or the one before that, the one where he and her had the date at the restaurant. I just feel like they definitely belong together. I like them together. I feel like they like I said before, they both have that quirky, nerdy thing. And I mean that in a respectful way, because they just share the same interests. They share the same personality types, it seems. And he called her pretty, and he said her looks were distracting, and she loved to hear that. She was just cheesing, child. But I really like them together, even more so than him and Nicole. And I did give him and Nicole the couple alert, because I feel like they could be together too. Because again, she is more of his speed. Nicole's definitely his speed also. But I think with Shannon, she has the look that he likes. I noticed that he is like kind of um a little superficial. I think I think a girl like Shannon would be better suit for him, because she had no disrespect to Nicole. Nicole's a beautiful girl too, but I think that Shannon, gives him that aesthetic, and also he has he doesn't have to go away from the educated, sweet, kind, personality to get everything. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I've done it before, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. I'm gonna give them a couple alerts. Yep, a couple alert for Devon and Shannon. I said it before and I'm saying it again. I think they definitely belong together. So moving on, Ashanti and her boo Steve, they were vibing, and again, couple alert for these two. Yep, yep. Nothing much to say here. They feeling each other, they liking each other, and like I said, we don't get to see Ashante, grinning and cheesing like that. But Steven definitely does that for her. And so does Darius. But at the end of the day, them kids gonna get in the way of her and Darius. I already know that. But her and Steven, Ashanti and Steven, Ashante, Ashante and Steven, I like what they got going on, and I like how they feel when they're around each other. They just look really happy. So I'm just gonna move on from them. There's really nothing else to say there. So then Christina and Vince get together. Christina confronts Vince about the B word thing. Vince started explaining himself, but he's kind of, back into that irritated energy that he gets when he's around people that he just is not really vibing with. He starts getting exacting and irritated and stuff. And but he said that he feels like that because Christina, he feels is disrespectful. And then, of course, the conversation gets back to money and what a man can do for her or needs to do for her to get her child. And at this point, y'all, she acting all drunk, talking like an old 70s hoe on a stroll. And she even says something like, if you do the right thing, baby, you can get me. Child, I just shook my head. I the way I be side eyeing this lady, it's like, oh my God, Christina, I don't know what else to say. I've said everything I needed to say. Y'all go back to my last review, child, and just listen to what I had to say about her because I am not feeling her, and I don't think anybody else is either. Um, so Vince is like, he just peeps the fact that all she wants to he says it. He said all she want to do is get paid and he's done with it and everybody's done. So am I. I'm done with it. Y'all listening. If y'all watch the show, y'all probably done with it too. So they agree that they are not compatible and then Vince runs away as fast as he can, child. And I don't blame him. Get the hell away from that hoe. Bye, Christina. Sorry. Sorry. I'm just saying. So then who's this? Nicole and Chris. Okay, this was a weird moment because the first thing Chris says out of his mouth is, well, what we see him say is, because I'm like, well, what if I don't find my person? What if I don't find my person? And I'm like, that was a red flag for me because that means he's not really feeling her because why would you say, what if I don't find my person? If she's your person or if it's somebody that you are genuinely into, then you would say, I think I found my person and I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to getting to know you. I think we doing this. And then he turns around and says, after he says, I don't think I'm going to find my person. Or what if I don't find my person? He turns around and says, but I really do fuck with you though. I really do. I think you pretty. I think you smart. And I'm just like, bye, Chris. But Nicole's sitting up there eating it up, and I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying. I'm like, Chris,
Stop the cap.
please stop the cap. But he's trying to set up his situation because I don't see nobody else vibing with him. I don't think nobody else is going to actually vibe with him. Maybe Christina, but Christina needs to take her ass home. And once Christina goes, and she's not really attracted to him, she just like how he smell. But that's his only option. That's his only option. And I don't see Christina sticking around because she just keeps ruining things for herself by talking about this money. It's disgusting. But he's not feeling Nicole. And I think he's just trying to set it up so that there will be somebody in deliberation that will be like, oh, I'm feeling Chris, but Nicole. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. Go find child, go find what's his name? Go find Devon, child. So then Darius and Ashley Darius and Ashley get together. And yeah. Come on, Mac. Come on, Darius, the Mac. So now like I said earlier, she been watching him vibe with Ashante, and I think Dominique too, because he was talking to a couple of different women and stuff. I think he was vibing with Dominique, but he was definitely vibing with Ashante. And I know that Ashley saw that because like I said, when they were filming, you could see right over his shoulder, she was there just watching them, right? While she was on her little side date. She had an eye on Darius. And she was already tight when they sat down. Cause look at her face. Does you see how she's just like, she came into the situation tight and everything. But then, Darius starts spitting his game, child. He told her, she was special and she gives him that flutter. Oh, I was like, come on, Dolo Mike. Come on, Goldie. Come on, the Mac. Come on, the Mac. And it's all working because then Ashley changes, her whole demeanor changes. She wants to hold his hand now, Um, and then he's spitting more game and and then it gets even better and they get all close and everything. But here's my issue. Here's my issue. What I don't like about this is my red flag for her, right? What or them. Because what I didn't like about the moment was how she was like, she said a lot of dudes, get with her and then they lie to her. And, to me, she just seems like she's coming into this space, this dating space with a lot of trust issues, with a lot of control issues. And I could see it. Darius is looking that he might just be too like blinded right now because she's a pretty girl and he's too busy getting his Mac on to see this. But I feel like she's got control and trust issues with which she said and by here's she said this. She said, we need to lock in because I don't come second to nobody. She said that in her sidebars and then she told him, and I'm not trying to be played with. And this was my aha moment for why she might be single because you look at her, she's so pretty, she's a beautiful girl, and then you're like, why is she single? And I feel like because of this, what I'm saying is, you come into these things, you gotta heal before you start dating. You gotta heal. And I suspect that she's unhealed. And my thing is, you don't come into a dating situation unhealed with trust and control issues, right? And then want to lock it down with a dude like Darius, a dude that has 4 kids by God knows how many baby mothers, which means you're gonna have to share him with other people. You're gonna have to share him with other women, right? Right? And he's a charming dude. He's charismatic. He got a lot of charisma, so other women are definitely attracted to him, and he's not ashamed to use that. When he's talking to he's just that way. That's just his personality. And a woman that has trust issues and control issues, that she don't need to be with a dude like Darius. And I mean that I don't mean that's no disrespect to Darius. He shouldn't change. He needs to be who he is. And if this is who he is, then that's what it is. But she gonna come into the picture. And I'm telling you, it's not gonna work because he's not gonna I just feel like he's not gonna like the control stuff because a dude like that, they don't mean no harm. They know they charming. They know, they like to talk to women. They like the energy. And you just have to take that and be secure with that. I don't know if he's a cheater. I don't know if he talks a lot. I don't know. But the thing is, his personality is that charming, charismatic thing. And when dudes have that, you have to deal with the fact that that's what it is. And she already said, no, he's too friendly for me. And I'm like, there, ding, 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 ding. There you go. That's going to be an issue for her. I'm telling you, that's gonna be an issue for her. And they might. I give them a couple alert. I do, but I feel like she's playing herself, trying to lock it down with a dude like that when she knows that the friendliness and that part of his personality is gonna be an issue for her, and she can see it, but yet she still wants to move forward with this. But I'm telling you, girl, it's gonna be some. They gonna have some stories at the reunion. Why? I'm telling you. So, but Darius said, he's locked in with her and, they seal it with the pinky swear and all of that stuff. And in fairness, in his sidebar, he did say, we be on the phone a lot and I'm really feeling her. We be talking for hours and falling asleep on the phone and this and that. And I, I'm telling you, it's cool for today, but are you going to like it tomorrow, Darius? I don't know. We gonna see, child. We gonna see. Moving right on. So then Donna, oh, this part was like, ugh. Donna is seeing that the math ain't mathing, baby, and she needs more connections. She's understanding that in order for her to stay in the game, she must have some more connections. So she goes back to have a conversation with Ed to clear up the thing about the religion and the atheist rumors that are going on about her. But ma'am, you just leave it alone, Donna. Leave it alone, because being spiritual, like she says she's spiritual, and I'm saying being spiritual is not the same as being a Christian, because there is a specific aspect to the prayer. You pray to Jesus. You don't pray to the universe. You don't pray to God. You specifically pray to Jesus when you're a Christian. And Ed was very specific about that, and she's just trying to make him see it in a different way, but there's no other way to see it. And Ed was like, man, listen, this conversation is moot. This ain't happening. He loved Jesus and he want his woman. His woman got to love Jesus and pray to Jesus too. And that's that. And he said it's a no go with Donna. And I respect that. I respect that, because that stuff like that does become an issue. It really does. So, shout out to Ed for keeping it real and standing on business about his love for Jesus, child. Um, so then, this was awkward. This was awkward. Nicole and Ed, they go back to their conversation, and she's saying, she's going to set up a Zoom date for him if the show doesn't give them a Zoom date. And she's like, it's not going to be just any Zoom date. It's going to be the most spectacular Zoom date you have ever seen, Nicole. See, this girl, this is what I mean when I said he's out of your league. You just doing the most. You trying too hard, right? You feel like you got to go out of your way to. And now, listen, now, don't get me wrong. This is, I mean, you want to win the man. You want to make the man feel special. You want to make him feel like you are going out of your way to get with him, or to want him to be with you. This is a dating competition. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like she's trying really hard for somebody who isn't really interested. He's kind of looking at her like, he's not looking at her like that. He's just looking at her to just see what she's doing, and maybe to hedge his situation, to have somebody just in case, you got to have somebody feeling you, and you got to act like you feeling somebody in order for you to stay on the show. And I think that's all he's doing. Ed is not feeling you, Nicole, and I feel bad that you just ready to do the most. And I this ain't he no, just no, cousin, just no. Okay, so moving on. So then Tommy comes back, and he's like, he takes the men to go to deliberate while the ladies get together to wait to get the word on who's gonna be the bottom two. Um, so they start talking, Tommy's talking to the guys, and he's asking them who they're feeling. And so Cardi said he's feeling Dominique, and I'm like, nah, chill, son. Cardi, no. It's a no. That lady is not for you. Her personality, she's a beautiful lady. I'll give that to Dominique, but she's selfish. She's into herself, and she ain't got nothing for you, Cardi. And I honestly don't think you got the pockets to even mess with a lady like that. And she's too much. Just no. Just cousin Cardi, no, no, just no. Then Devon said he's feeling Shannon, and he said Dominique is still his boo. Oh, Devon, you poor delusional thing. Chris said he's feeling Nicole, which I don't believe. I'm not buying that. Bello, it said, of course, he's feeling Dominique. Um, Dominique is at his top, and we all know that there's no, nothing to see there. Ed said he's feeling Nicole, which I don't believe. I just think he's doing the thing that Chris is doing. You know what I'm saying? Steven is feeling Ashante, Ashante, Ashante. I'm like, say my name, say my name. Um, he's feeling her. I like how he was like, yeah, he's saying her name. I like that. Couple alert, couple alert, couple alert. And I've done it already, but definitely couple alert for Steven and Ashante. Ashante. Shantae. Darius said he's feeling Ashley, and he said it's also a tie between Ashante and Dominique for his other connections. He's feeling Dominique and Ashante. And again, I can see Dominique messing with him, because he's flashy, and I know she would definitely like his style. She's a stylist, so she's into that whole aesthetic thing. Um, Ashley said he sounds like a good dominant provider, so I know Dominique would like that. So I mean, I could see them together. I'm sure he may not. I don't. Well, she would at least be out of the in the clear as far as having more kids, because I don't know if he wants to have more kids, but he got four already, so there wouldn't be much pressure there for her. They're closer in age. I think Darius is 40, Dominique is 42, I think. So I could see that. But Ashante for Darius, I know Darius said he's feeling her, but again, I think Ashante's not going to go for that four kid thing. Not when you got Steven. I don't know. Does Steven even have kids? I'm not sure. I don't know. But anyway, Vince said he's feeling Donna. And the guys are not feeling, the majority of the guys are definitely not feeling Donna and Christina, and rightfully so, right? So then Tommy comes back and he's like, y'all need to go figure out who y'all bottom two is. And then y'all got to let the bottom two know who's somebody's going to be going home. That's what he says. So Donna and Christina end up in the bottom two. Because again, the guys are definitely not clicking with them. And then they leave us on a cliffhanger, right? They leave us on a cliffhanger. But y'all, if they don't get rid of damn Christina, child, I'm just gonna be throwing my remote at the damn TV. I might have to write nephew Tommy a letter or something, child. They better get rid of this girl. They better get rid of Christina. Ain't nobody feeling her ass. I mean, at least Donna got Vince. You know what I'm saying? Find me one person in this group that is feeling Christina. I'll wait. I'll wait. Right, because it ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna happen. It's nobody here for you, Buddha. So you on the wrong show. You on a whole wrong show. Christina definitely must go. I don't know what the damn cliffhanger is about, because child, she needs to take her ass back to the house. Okay. Okay, so sidebar, y'all. When they did this 70s thing, I just had to say this. I just want to say, as far as the outfits went, I just listen, Dominique ate. She ate down. She did. She looked amazing. She really did. And Darius, Darius definitely, he ate that Dolomite shit up. He ate it up. And not just with the look, but with his whole vibe. Like when I said who's the Mac, who's the Mac? we were definitely I was definitely talking about Darius. Okay. And I mean that in a good way. His whole thing is just game. He just got game. Let's just say Darius got game. So yeah, y'all, that's it. That's all, y'all. Jump down in the comments and let me know what y'all think. Um, who do you think should go home, Donna or Christina? Or both of them? What y'all think? So, cousins, that's it, y'all. It's your cousin Reebell, aka The Voice. Smash the like button and go ahead and subscribe. Cause y'all, I love talking about this show. I just love me a good dating show, child. So let's do this again. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming to my channel. Peace, y'all.